everyone, I am excited to show you this lovely book because I have finished it, so that's really exciting. I haven't got my lamp on at the minute. I need to make sure I put it on, but it glares off the cover. But this is a really pretty book by Morgan O'Brien, Matchstick Mouse. And I think there are 35 images, and I have now finished it. I thought I wanted to finish it sort of before the end of the summer. I was going to do it before the end of August, but actually a few of the pictures weren't done until September, but that's okay. It's done now, and I'm ready to move on to my autumn book, Matchstick Mouse Autumn, which some of you may have as well. So let's open up the book. I'm just going to pop the light on now so that it's a little bit brighter for you, and we'll also zoom in once I'm on the first page. Now I've written down on a little post-it what pencils I've used for each picture to sort of help you. Let's bring it right in. There we go. Some of them I couldn't remember, but most of them I had written down, so that was handy. So this one was done with my Derwent Chromaflow pencils. You may have seen some of these before because I did post them on my Facebook page and on my Instagram, but not all of them, so there will be some new ones in here. So here is this one. So Matchstick Mouse. I've actually coloured her incorrectly because this is of course a matchstick. That's why she's called Matchstick Mouse. So this should be red. I have done it correctly at the end. Also, we know if you read Morgan O'Brien's website, you'll find out that Matchstick Mouse is a girl and she's a witch. So that's why she's riding a broomstick in some of the pictures. But we'll get on to those later. But there is the first one. I didn't colour these in order, by the way, so they're sort of back and forth a bit. Now this one is done with Castle Arts Pastel Tint. It was one of my first attempts to colour with them, and I was a little bit disappointed at how sort of washed out it looks with the pastel grass. I think had I done a slightly darker grass it might have looked a little better, but I've got better at using them, and there's one later in the book which I'm really pleased with, so we'll see. But I do like the colour of her hat, it's pretty cool. And here's her broom again, which should be her matchstick. That's the end. But I did it wrong, but never mind. Now this is the one from the front of the book. I was certainly influenced by the sun set on that one, and I did it here. So that was fun. I don't know if it's a sunset or sunrise. I've got no idea, but it's a fun one to do anyway. And that was done with Black Widow Scorpion pencils. So I was just trying out just the Scorpion pencils. Sometimes I find with the Black Widows you can't always just use the one set, but I did for this. But if you want a black, you have to go back to the Spider set. It's the only place where there is a black, although actually the Scorpion set has a dim black. It depends what you're looking for. So there's that one. Now this one I can't remember what I used. I'm looking at the colours and trying to figure it out, but I just can't. But it was a really fun one to do. I know that for sure, so that was good. I tried to make the paint on the brush look a bit like the colour of the sky. I wanted to make that look like that and make the paint sort of match up, which was fun. Now this one was done with Black Widow pencils, and it was actually if you look at the water, you can see a little bit of shine up here. There's actually glitter over the whole of the water to give a sort of watery sparkle. This was a tutorial that I did actually, so I will try and link to that in the top corner for you. But you can also, actually if I put it in the description, then I've got a Matchstick Mouse playlist actually, you should be able to find them all on that. A Morgan O'Brien playlist actually, so that might help you. And here we go again. This one I've got no idea what pencils I used. I haven't written it down. I'm sort of have a look at the colours and I can't really work it out. So so there's that one. It's rather cute. I wanted her to sort of stand out, but because she's either brown or grey when I colour her, I did her hat and bag bright. Now I've tried not to do her in the same way in any picture. Again, the matchstick's wrong. You should have a red tip. Because I think it's more fun. Some people might want to colour her consistently through the whole book in the same colours and maybe do the same hat, maybe the same bag because the bag appears a few times, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do it differently. So as you can see in this picture, the bag and the hat are completely different. Now this was a a picture I did when I did the flip through of the book. So I coloured this just after I did the flip through, and this was done with Arteza Expert pencils. I had great fun with that sky. I picked it because it was really quite simple. When I've done a flip through and then I colour a picture, I like to pick a really simple one. Now this was just adorable, so cute. Actually that orange hat, purple bag combo, oh no, I've got orange hats and purple bags but not together, so it is a little bit different, but gorgeous owl, such a lovely one to colour. And I tried to make the sky sort of darker on the edge and lighter coming in, just to make it look a bit more interesting. And the joy of these books is because the background isn't too big, you know, it's quite a small book, and then you've got this small circle, you can practice your backgrounds and your skies without too much hassle, which is good. Now this was a buddy colour that I did, and I used Prismacolor pencils. This time I've done the sky in blues, but just fading down into the sort of cloud at the bottom, so that was fun. And it looks a bit autumnal. This is a summer book. I just wanted to make the leaves look a bit more interesting because we've got so much green going on elsewhere, so it was quite fun doing these fiery leaves. Now this is my second attempt at using pastel tint pencils in the book, and I was much happier with it. Firstly, I did this background which is quite striking in the sense that Matchstick Mouse pops out because it's darker behind her. I don't think I did the tree in pastel tint, although I didn't note it's too dark. I probably used Castle Arts Gold or something for that, because the pastel tint pencils don't go that dark. But the leaves are pastel tint, they're quite dark. So that was a fun one. And I gave her a matching hat and bag this time. You know, maybe she would want to match. Now here she is in the bath. I love her teacup bath. I think it's adorable. And I did this one in watercolour. You can see the page is a bit crinkly, and it went through a little bit here and here, but it didn't matter because I put a laminate and lots of paper behind, so that was fine. And I also used quite a lot of glitter. Let me try and tip it so you can see. So there's glitter on the soap bubbles and the sort of circles as well, so that was fun. So I had fun with that one. Still learning those watercolour pencils, playing around with them, and obviously I realised this paper isn't at all suitable, but I just wanted to have a go, you know, and I had fun, so that was good. Whoops, my stickies come off, hang on. This one was done with Arteza Expert pencils. I had great fun. Oops, there we go. I really enjoyed doing that fire, and I was really pleased with how warm it looks. I know it's a summer book, so you don't necessarily need a warm fire, but you know, it. And then I sort of did some yellow around here, like on the bottom of the feet and the grass, to make it look like the light was reflecting. It was really good fun. I wasn't very keen on the snake. I did the snake very quickly. But apart from that, it was good fun. It's very odd. I know it makes no sense that I'm very happy with the worm, but not the snake. I don't know. This one, again, I had great fun with. I used my Chroma Flow, and I had a lot of fun using the different orangey browns shades to get the tent looking really cool, and enjoyed that. This glass jar, I wasn't too happy with how it came out, to be honest, but the rest of it I really liked. And I did slightly autumnal leaves again. I just like putting browny yellows at the end of leaves. I don't know. We've also got some apples on this bush, which is a little odd, but you know, hey, why not? And this one is so cute. Look at all the snails. Very rainy, so I did a grey background for sort of clouds, and did her sitting in a puddle. I'm not quite sure if it was supposed to be a puddle, but that's how I did it. I thought it was fun. And this was Arteza Expert pencils, by the way. I just did all the snails the same. I thought it just made it look sort of consistent. By the time I'd sort of finished, I tend to colour Matchstick Mouse last. I don't know why, it's just the way I tend to colour the pictures. By the time I got there, I'd had such a limited colour palette, I decided to do a blue hat, because we just had blue here, and I didn't really want to introduce an orange, a purple or pink or a red or anything into the picture, and I thought the dark blue would still stand out. So that's what I did. Okay, now we have this lemon tree. I used my Black Widow Scorpion pencils, and I started off with the pastel lemon, and it looks slightly brown. It's a very odd colour, so went over with the other yellow colour. The name escapes me. No, sorry, can't do it. Maybe it's a Naples type yellow, I'm not sure. But anyway, it brightened it up, but it's not quite as I would have liked. But I wanted to stick with that set of pencils. I thought it was quite fun because I was sort of running through the book, sort of thinking I'm going to complete quite a batch of pages on one particular day. I thought I would just use a different set of pencils for each page, and it made it really good fun. And it was just comparing them and things. The knife, I have to say, is done with not a scorpion pencil. I don't think there's a grey in the scorpion. Not sure, maybe there is. I can't remember. I was going to do it sort of silvery grey, but I don't know. Anyway, and the background's quite samey in its, because I wanted the lemons and the mouse to stand out. Now this one was fun. There's a lot going on this page. So what I did, as a sort of hint, was I did the background first, and then the wood, and then once I'd done that I could pick out some of the details, the strawberry, the cherries, things like that. I didn't know what these were. I thought they might have been gooseberries, so I sort of coloured them in gooseberry colour as best I could with my Black Widow spider set. So and I thought these might have been the same as these, and I wasn't sure if they were supposed to be like monkey nuts, but I didn't have the right colour, so I just did them differently because I thought it was more fun. I could have done the background in brown because it looks like a house, which is I usually do in browns, but I'd used so much brown that I decided to make it green, like it looks a bit like a tree. That's what I thought. And also, why would she be inside a house? She would be surely outside, is what I thought, but I like the way the strawberry came out. Now we have the Black Widow Cobra set. Again, I thought I'd play with the sky and do something fun, and I tipped the leaves in the slightly yellowy colour. Again, you wouldn't have that in the summer, but you know, maybe it's an evening sun and they're catching the light. I don't know. I had a lot of fun with the tree. I put loads of different colours into that tree. It was good fun, trying to make sure I got that sort of depth in there where the roots are. And I thought I would make her stand out by doing a bright red bag. The hat doesn't stand out as much as I thought, but actually I thought I haven't done a green hat yet, so I would do one. So that was good fun. And I didn't spend much time on the soil because I thought it would look quite good if it had some white through, so I only did 1 or 2 layers on that. Now I've got no idea what pencil I use for this, so but these are obviously the same seeds that we've just planted, and the same tree even. Let's have a look. Yeah, the same tree, same bushes, and same grass. Well, the grass looks a little bit different, but that's interesting. But there she's watering, so I had good fun with the watercolours and things like that. I love the fact that she's got a wooden watering can. It's very cool. And there we go. Now I use my Giorgione pencils for this one, because I know there are lots of pretty pinks and purples and bright colours because of all the florals. I wanted them to all be different colours, so I had a lot of fun with that one, and just try to fade the sky down a little bit just to make it look a little bit more interesting. And I did her hat in those sort of orangey browns. I don't know why, I thought it would just stand out. I think it works quite well. Now we have a beach scene. This is our Arteza Premium pencils. They're the ones in the tube. I did a few fun things with this picture. On the horizon where the cliffs are, I put a bit of white gel pen and then smudged it off a bit to make it look a bit like sea mist. It doesn't show it too much, but I thought that was quite fun. I did some sea foam down here with Posca, and on the beach itself there is some gold pen, a gold metallic pen. I don't know how easy it is to see. I can't see it in my view, but just some dots to look like nice sand, so that was fun. Now this one I just did with mixed pencils. I opened my drawer where I keep my open stock and I just grabbed some on the way I went. I wasn't very sure how to colour this, to be honest. There's a lot of sky, and so I sort of did it fading a little bit, but I didn't do really probably enough with that. These bits I was unsure. They have rock pools presumably, but should I have coloured this bit like seaweed, or is it water, Was this sand? Was it rock? I really had no idea, so I just did it quite simply because I was a bit stuck, to be honest. So it'd be quite interesting to see how other people colour those. Also, I think doing all my stones and shells the same colour was probably not the best idea, but I was just a little bit like, I don't know what I'm doing really with this picture. Now this one was fun though. Look at her eating her ice cream, and all her friends have got ices too, so I did them all strawberry ice cream. Now I did these with Castle Arts soft touch pencils. I layered up these leaves to make them look quite bright, which was fun. I kept the sky blue because it's going to be hot and sunny. They're having their ice cream on the beach, so that's nice. I never know how to colour shells. I need to learn. So that was that. But I made her and Worm have matching hats. I thought it was a bit of fun. And didn't colour the stripes on this little chap. I sometimes do and I sometimes don't. Just depends how what I decide to do, really. So there we go. This one is fun. Castle Arts Gold I used for this one. Now I tried to do the sand in lots of different colours so that it looks a bit more realistic, in the sense that a beach isn't always one colour. It's often quite a mix, so that's what I did with that. I tried to make her hat similar to the sky but to stand out still, so that was fun. And I tried to make this look like an old-fashioned football in sort of brown leather. I thought that would be fun. That's how it looked to me. Now this one is done in Castle Arts metallic pencils. If I tip it up to the light, it's possible that you can see the reflection. Now the seagull looks white. There is a bit of light grey or silvery colour on the seagull. Of course, seagulls are usually quite pale. I coloured the legs in grey and then had a look at a picture to check that the body was pale, and they're pink. So I put a bit of pink on top, but it doesn't show up, so whoops. This here is usually really bright red, but in the metallics you don't get those really bright colours. So that's it. Now her hat is purple, but again the metallics are quite muted, but I really like the sea and the beach, and in where I'm sitting the light's reflecting on the metallic on the sea and it looks all sparkly, which is really nice. The sun's going to come in, but I don't think it'll come over this side of the page. You can see it just up there. So this one was fun. So she's eating her fish and chips, or sausage and chips, or battered sausage, I wasn't quite sure. I used Castle Arts Seascape, it just seemed the right ones to do for a sea scene. I did worry that Worm has taken a bite out of a battered sausage. Are worms carnivores? I wasn't sure. I was also a little confused by what was going on in the background, but I put sand here and the edge of the sea. I wasn't sure whether it was supposed to be all sea, and here I wasn't sure whether that was supposed to be the beach or another chip or quite what, but I just played with it. I've never coloured chips before. Oh, I have once before on a Rita Berman postcard, so that was a new experience and quite fun. Not that big. They're huge. Look how big they are. You wonder how they carried that big packet down to the beach. I wanted to keep this paper white on the, so I did a little bit of grey shadowing on it and left it there. So that was fun. Now this one was fun. They're off to the football match, or back from the football match, I'm assuming, with their flags and scarves and things. This, I used my Castle Arts Monet set for this, and I was trying to debate what colour to do the stripes, because I thought we need to do our team colours. So because we had the blue sky and the green bushes, and I just thought I'd do them in primary yellow and red. Unfortunately there isn't a really bright yellow in the Monet set, but I think it worked okay, and I did the hat to match. I thought it would be fun. I think that's what you would do if you had a football scarf, you'd match your hat, wouldn't you? So that was good fun. And the bushes, yeah, they're not very exciting, they're all similar colour. I just thought it would help all this to stand out. Now this was a fun picture. It's a lot of detail in here, and I just noticed that I haven't actually finished it. But anyway, we'll get there. See if you can spot where I haven't finished. So I used my Castle Art Botanical set. So there's lots of greens, which was quite good for all these different greens. Some of the greens look very similar, that's the only thing. But that was good fun. And we had browns for the tree trunks. And we also had enough blue for the water and the seaweed and things. I had fun with the fish. The spoon was good fun too. What I've missed is the bubbles in the water. I was going to put them in white Posca pen, but I haven't. It doesn't matter that much, does it? So that was fun. Yeah, I enjoyed that one. I thought it was a bit complex, but what's in the packet? What's in there? What do you think? Do you think that's the football in there? Or something else? When we turn to this page, we haven't got a clue. We've got the rope. Was the rope in it? But this is a grand picture. I thought it was great fun. I did this in polychromos. I had good fun putting some texture into this tree. I mean, it was drawn in there for me already, but I just sort of played with it. I was just scribbling around, which was good fun. And had good fun as well doing all the different leaves and things like that. And in the water I did remember this time to use my Posca pen to get some movement into that little waterfall. Now this one was a buddy colour. I used my Arteza premium pencils for this. It's quite fun. I probably could have done with a bit of white Posca in places on the edge of the water, but you know, it is what it is. I had good fun with it at the time, and I wanted to make it look like it was, the sun was a little bit below this headland, so that was fun. And I like her hat all the way back here. I did it very bright because it's small and far away. That was good fun. Now this I did with Derwent Light Fast. I made a bit of a mistake with the water. I used a colour called Ocean or something, and it was almost black. So I went over it in lighter colours, and all they did was burnish that darker colour. So I've used a few Posca pens, sort of bluey green and a white, to try and lift it, because it didn't quite go to plan. But you know, that happens. I probably could have done a bit more with the sky, but I like the fact that she's really the centre of the picture because she is so cute, particularly in that picture. It's rather sweet. Now they did this one with Ergosoft. Now there's a lot of the same colour in this picture because we've got a lot of wall going on and a lot of floor. So what I decided was, once I'd coloured the sort of floor and wall, I thought, what can I do to sort of make it look a little better? So I thought if I kept a simple palette with the furniture, with the curtains and the cushion, and then did the hat to match, then it would just look more simple, and I thought it would just work better. So that's what I did. I enjoyed it. The Ergosofts take quite a lot of layering, but it was good fun. It's got a bit of texture, which I think is okay for this particular page, and that was fine. I love the fact that she's inside and it's pouring with rain, and it's a summer book. Yep, we get that a lot here. I mean, the author is from Ireland, but even so. Now this book is so jubilant. This picture, I mean, is so jubilant. It's so fun, and I totally know how that feels. We had that situation this summer when we hadn't had much rain, and suddenly it poured and I went outside. I did this with the Derwent Chroma Flow pencils. Again, doing a greys backdrop for the rain, which just seems to work. You could do splodgy clouds, but I was happy with that. And keeping the puddle water quite light and bright, which was fun, because we're celebrating the rain, so that's what we want. And I thought the red hat just jumped out a little bit, which is fun, because that's the fun part of the picture, I think. Now this one I tried to do in my coarse pastel pencils, but I couldn't do all of it because there's no browns. So I used the pastel pencils as much as I could. There's no greys either, so there's a fair bit of brown and grey from other sets. I've never done mushrooms in orange and yellow before. It was a bit of fun to do something a little bit different. I had to grab a red as well for my ladybird. But yeah, it was good fun. I enjoyed that page. I think the bunting and everything, it looks really cool. The fact that they're both balancing on one leg, I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but I think it's very jolly. Now this one I used cause the sort of standard set, so not the pastels, the standard set. And I remembered to do her a matchstick for her broom on this picture. I thought it was quite fun. I love the sort of magic bottle. I thought it was a jar, I guess. It was a really good idea, and she's got a perfectly well-sized currying pouch for it. So I tried to make it fancy colours just to make it look even more magical. So that was good fun. I assume she's catching these glow worms or whatever they are and trying to put them in there, but I don't really know. But it was good fun to colour. And this time I actually coloured the clouds. I wanted, because it's night, you don't normally get clouds, so I thought let's make them a bit magical and just put a little bit, if they really have a light pink, so put a little bit of pink on them. These circles are done in silver pencil, metallic, but you can't really see it. The cores have a silver and a gold. They're okay. You know, some people don't like metallic pencils, but I think they're pretty good. And this is the last picture in the book. She's just having such a nice chilled time. It's a cute picture, I think. This was done with Derwent Chroma Flow. And it's quite nice because I found quite a few different ways to do different greens on this one. And I did a lot of different colour tips as well, yellows and things, just to, because Derwent Chroma Flow has, the set I have only has 3 greens. And so I needed to add to that. So I had a lot of fun. So that is the last picture in the book. So that was such a lovely book. I had a lot of fun with it. I hope you enjoyed the flip through. I hope that it sort of inspired you to maybe colour some more pictures in yours if you've got one. If you do want to buy it, I have an affiliate link in the description to US and UK Amazon where you can go and buy it. But for now, thank you for watching. I hope that was okay for you. I do hope you enjoy the rest of your day and happy colouring.